Hello, beautiful brothers and sisters. Welcome back again to another video. I hope all of you guys are having another beautiful day, beautiful week, beautiful month, beautiful year, beautiful life, and a beautiful existence. It is all about beauty. It's all about love, me sharing love, you sharing love, all of us continuing to share the love and expand our consciousness, expand our awareness, expand our ability to see the truth, and even more important, expand your true self, letting yourself truly be, letting yourself truly arise out of your spirit spontaneously, authentically, and just being your most truest self, so that way you're always living life to the fullest. You're always aligning to what is meant to be yours. You're always at the right place at the right time. There is no coincidences. Certain things you will manifest, and sometimes it'll take, if you're really already been on your flow, it'll take, a couple minutes, a couple hours in the same day. Some they'll be manifesting, like I'll give you an example. I'll be having some random feeling, some random thought in my experience. Let's say right now, I'll be seeing that, oh, how cool would it be to be by the beach, and you know kind of playing out the experience, and all of a sudden someone's inviting me to go do that same experience I was just kind of experiencing in my own kind of vision, in my own feelings. And that's not a coincidence that I was like, just thinking about that place and being there, and all of a sudden I'm getting invited there. It's like we project these emotions and thoughts and frequencies, and the universe tries to align that to us. And a lot of the times, it's just us, it's our own uh distractions, it's our own turbulence, that we're not able to have a coherent, uh, clear intention of what we want. And it's because we don't know who we are. So if we don't know who we are, if we're not always centered in our heart, centered in our pure consciousness, centered in our true self, you're never gonna be able to align to the things that nourish your true self, that nourish your soul, because you're always in a constant state of like the mind, and constant programs, and constant just your energy is being consumed somewhere else. Your energy is being um distracted in another place. Your attention's obviously creating something else that is different from what your soul would love to be aligned with, that in your gut what you would love to be aligned with. But because a lot of the times people are just like in a state of fear, because they don't have the confidence, or faith, or just simply being able to trust themselves and know that they are powerful and sovereign beings. So they're like having to put their trust in other thoughts and other characters that they build up. They put their all their eggs in the basket of their ego, so that they can now go out in life and hope that the ego, or the personal self, the identified personal you that you believe you are sometimes in this body only, I am separate from everything, I'm having my own experience, that person, you assimilate that character with the thought that that's what's gonna get you through life. And that's a very limited, obviously, consciousness. And it's mainly there for survival. It's mainly there out of a fear instinct of just basic survival, very low vibration, very dense vibration, very limited consciousness. So what we're doing is now expanding our consciousness, raising our vibration, so we're able to align to the bigger picture. And as we align, we start to manifest and, become more in power and trusting yourself and trusting the universe. And a lot of it is trusting yourself that you're going to do the right thing. Once you know who you are and you're going to do the right thing, you're going to live life to the fullest and make the best of everything, because you are taking responsibility for your own consciousness, your own experience, in the most raw way, in the most genuine way. And yes, of course, it can seem kind of shaky at times, because remember, especially if you're first going through your first stages of your spiritual awakening, you're going from something, your foundation has been something, and you're going into a new level, and you kind of left your old foundation, but you're not quite at your new level. So you're in between, you're in limbo. You can't really rely on going back to center yourself, and you can't really center yourself on the new thing that you're becoming. So that's where it gets shaky. That's where people get a lot of the doubt and a lot of the fear and insecurities really come up, in that in between your old self and your true self. And that is very, very, very important to take notice of. And hopefully, now that I'm saying this, it is reminding you that, like, hey, a lot of the times when you start to change your eating habits, and you start to meditate, and you start to practice new habits, and you start to detoxify yourself, you're gonna go through that, like, weird, shifty, like, not good experience. And that might feel like too much. And it might actually make you feel kind of like, maybe physically sick, or mentally, like, foggy, like you can't focus or nothing. And it's because you're aligning to the new vibration, as you're letting the old one go, and you're not quite at the new one, but you're somewhere in between. Just keep pushing through. Just keep pushing through. You'll eventually find your feet. You will eventually ground in your new consciousness, your new awareness, and trust yourself that you're gonna make the best decision. Because a lot of people don't really trust themselves. They kind of still doubt who they really are. They really still doubt that they are this powerful manifestation of a divine energy. You are so special, so amazing, just to even exist and be present and conscious. And we don't know this because we're taking life so for granted. We think it's just casual, whatever, like life is whatever. It's not that important. But here we are, because we are thinking things like this, creating a whatever life out of a whatever consciousness. And hence all the other real suffering, all the other real pains, and all the other real stuff that we create out of our lack of understanding of who we are and how this whole matrix works. And especially right now, with political things happening, you are your own leader. You do not need anyone to lead you in any type of way. If anything, you are to lead yourself. We are to take responsibility and be sovereign for ourselves. Now, when it comes to the collective community, we believe that, like, we need to assign one person to make all the right choices for all of us, right? And then in the beginning, it sounds like, oh yeah, that's the logical, normal thing to do, but what we end up doing is we give a lot of our responsibility away. And when we give a lot of our responsibility away, then we become comfortable. We start to kind of not give attention to the things that are our responsibility. And we put too much in other people's, life, and then they're not living their unique life anymore because they're dealing with what's best for you and everybody. And it just gets all kinds of messed up. And then we get into a situation where we are in our, modern civilization type, way of living in, our collective community of the world, where everything's off balance, and everybody's running off their personal character, identity, ego, and no one's being their true self. When if you're your true self, if you're your authentic self, your real spiritual sovereign self, you are actually here to give and serve. And if everybody's doing that, then you realize how, like, you never really needed a leader to, in the first place. And I'm not saying we're gonna go into total, like, anarchy in the, most weird way, but you will go into a state of everybody becomes their true self in full responsibility. So I love you guys. Keep shining your light, keep pushing through, don't stop. Even when you're in that shaky middle ground where you're not in your old foundation, but you're not quite there, so you're like a little disoriented and a little kind of, little all over the place. Trust yourself. That you will get through it, and just know. And keep meditating, keep practicing the habits that will get you, that will strengthen your spirit, and that will strengthen your ability to see clear, and strengthen your habits, and reprogram your muscle cells, so that now you're even subconsciously just aligned to your heart. So I love you guys. Namaste. Peace be with you. All is love. Peace.